Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Welcome.
Season 2, yeah.
I wasn't sure if we were starting.
I don't know.
We're still doing the stuff. Okay. Welcome
Hello.
to Season 2 of CALcast.
We're here. We might sound a bit better because the mic is closer to us, but that might not be permanent. I don't know.
Yeah,
we're trying
We're
it.
trying out new things.
Also, we're in a different place.
Yeah, that's true. But
Well,
like still the same room.
Same place, different location.
Yeah.
I don't know. So technically this is episode 11, and I think...
Or are we going to go back to the 1? Are we going to... How do we do naming conventions?
Because it looks good on the intro thing if we if we do like it's episode, just the episode number. It's like if I did 11, but then I could still put it into like playlists on YouTube to where it's season 1, season 2. I don't know.
Yeah. I prefer the cleanness of like.
Yeah.
Let me take off. That's not a good idea. I prefer the cleanness of a resetting, but I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a kind of a...
Speaking of resetting, we're in a new school year, which is why it's
Yeah.
season 2. And now you're going to have more episodes in this season because we're starting at the beginning of the year instead of second semester
Which
in
means
February.
You'll get all the fun stuff, which, like, if we do anything.
Yeah, like Senior Carnival, we can do that.
Didn't we do one after Senior Carnival?
No, we just talked about it with Matthew Rothla and Aaron Price.
Yeah, that's true. And then we can do one after all of them and about all the things, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
But...
no guests because we're unorganized.
Yeah.
So...
Well, not because we're unorganized. No one could come to guest. We may have a new person coming in to be more of a regular, so that's pretty cool.
Yes, it's Wesley Freimeyer. He was on the Star Wars episode.
Yeah, so we're moving up in the world.
Yeah.
Today is what? How many days of school? Like the 5th or 6th day of school.
I think it's been a week since we started school.
It feels like the 100th though.
It really does.
Like every day this week I felt like it's a Friday and it never is.
I feel like it should be a Friday.
That's true.
But it feels like a Monday.
Yeah.
But then also, I don't know.
It feels like a Monday and then I have to wake up and I feel terrible, but I also feel like it's a Friday because I feel so tired. I'm like, it has to be a Friday.
Yeah. It's... I'm just longing for summer again.
Yeah. I think at some point we'll get into the groove of it and it'll be like, okay, it's school and it'll be over before we even know it. Mm-hmm. But right now, it's terrible.
It's pretty bad.
But yeah, we're wearing fancy clothing today because it's picture day.
Picture day.
Yeah, all the pictures, the really weird pictures and the weird way they make you stand and stuff.
I feel like I'm presenting like my cheek to the camera.
They had me stand and he was like, okay, so put your chin out and keep your shoulders back. And then I'm like, what is going on? How can this look good?
I don't know, and they have the same guy for every single picture thing.
They really do.
I guess he's just reliable or something. I don't know.
They might have a contract with him. I don't know. Be true. Yeah, but I noticed that he does pretty much every photo thing ever. Yeah.
Then there's a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
So it's we got new freshmen.
Yeah, yay.
I don't know if there's probably some of you that watch us because there's I think the 8th graders last year, Miss Lentner gave them an assignment or something to watch CALcast.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll be liked. We'll be liked by all ages. Yeah. Also, other things are happening.
Things are happening. Like
I don't know what.
Quick recall. We're recording this. We started recording later than we did last year because Quick Recall is on Wednesdays.
Yeah, so our upload schedule / our recording schedule may change. Yeah, so
this one will probably still go out on Saturday, but
after
that maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, it depends. If you'd still like to be on CALcast, just talk to us.
Yeah, we have posters in the hallway if you haven't noticed.
But if you haven't noticed, then just come talk to us. Go, hey, I'd like to be in the group, and I'll be like, hey, I'm now currently thinking about making something so that we can actually do that, so that I can write your name down and stuff. So we'll try to do that.
We had the Google form thing, but then it was just kind of like 2 people did it, and it was not. It also didn't notify me when people submitted things.
Okay, so maybe we need something more kind of like, if you talk to us, then we can like put your name down in like a shared Google, like Google, what is it? What is the? I immediately forgot. What is it? Like a Google Forms type deal.
I guess
like
like the Excel document,
Yeah.
but the Google online version.
Put you
of
down
that.
on a collaborative Google Forms on our phones and be like, hey, then we have all the names on there. Who knows?
I do have a thing in my notes app on my phone that I was trying to write down like ideas of stuff
People
to
to
talk.
ask,
Well,
yeah.
stuff to talk about too. But I haven't been good at it.
Yeah.
And we plan on. I plan on like I want to make like segments.
Yeah,
so,
something
like,
more regimented.
Yeah, so we're not just randomly talking.
Yeah.
For most of it, so we could have like a current like news thing, whether that's news that's at our school or just in general. We could have like hypothetical something, maybe alliteration with that hypothetical hour. I don't know.
Like we did. That's not
We
the
did that
problem
one.
with that is that it is alliteration, but
It
it's
is,
not.
it's
it doesn't.
not.
It's not. It is alliteration
On
in the
paper
sense-
it is.
Yeah, but in mind or in speech it isn't.
No.
But yeah, I'd like some more, maybe to kind of give this more of a like a predictable feeling, kind
Yeah.
of like an old familiar CALcast.
But then we still have just a random talking about
Yeah.
stuff, which
And-
is usually for the guests.
Yeah,
Like, we just
especially
do that
and maybe we'll find some regular questions like we had last year about the socks to ask our guests.
We could do that again, but
Yeah, but maybe the socks was a season 1 thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll find out. It's a whole new world and we're living in it,
Yeah.
so we're ready to go.
Can we talk about how it was perfect? The first season was 10 episodes.
Oh, was it
Yeah,
really?
it was, and
This
I think it was like it wouldn't have been if we hadn't like skipped a couple weeks that we
Yeah.
did. But yeah, it was 10 episodes.
is perfect.
I don't know how many this is gonna be, but
Well, maybe we could do a new season after Christmas break, and that would make it 10 episodes if we worked it out right.
we could. It would be like a Netflix show.
Yeah, 10 episodes every season, or maybe we could expand because I don't actually know how many weeks there are. If we could plan like a nice
I think it's like, isn't it like 9 weeks in a quarter?
So it'd be 18 weeks. So if we took like 3 weeks off, we'd have a nice even, not even, but a nice 5 divisible by 5 number.
Yeah.
So there's that. But who knows?
Yeah.
Well, that. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But
So one of the things I did have written down in the notes thing is flat Earth, because one of the other segments that we could do is like some kind of conspiracy thing where we talk about conspiracy theories. So what do you think about flat Earth?
I think it was kind of stupid.
There are people that like legitimately like forget staging the moon landing. There's just no. I mean, I don't know if there's.
I don't know the particulars.
I think it's so basically the Earth is a disc, like a plate, basically.
Yeah, but I don't know about the moon. Like, does the moon exist? Is the moon flat?
I think it's a sphere. Like the sun and moon are spheres.
So
and
everything
the stars,
else is a sphere, but the
it's
Earth
like
is flat.
it's basically just what would that be? Renaissance era? What would this
not
theory?
Even, like it'd be like.
But like basically like a long time ago there were people they thought flat Earth and the moon revolves around the Earth and the
So, like
sun
that.
revolves around the Earth and
They
all
think
that. It's
that.
basically that. But then also to explain gravity, they say that the Earth is the disk of Earth is perpetually going up in space. So like you know how in an elevator you go up and you're kind of
Yeah.
pushed into the floor? It's going up.
So that's what gravity is.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
It's
One
really
time when I was working at a pool, because I lifeguard, for those of you who don't know, but there was this dude, we call him Bones, because he has a large tattoo on his back that says B-O-N-E-Z, Bones, like kind of like in the lower back area, but he also doesn't look like a guy who'd have a tattoo like that. He's like balding, has this kind of scraggly beard, he like wears like really long shorts that go past his knees. And just kind of like a tank top, and he's just a kind of a weirdo, but he was talking to his kids about how that if you pour water on a ball, like I was like so confused because it's kind of a boring job, so what you do is you listen to what people are talking about, and like oh, that might be an interesting conversation. Usually it isn't, but sometimes you get one of these little gems. When he was talking about how if you pour water on a ball, it will slide off. I was like, what is he talking about? I'm so confused. But then he asked his kids, he said, so what happens if you pour water on a plate? And he said, and his kids went, it stays on. And he goes, you know, you see? And that's why the earth is. And they all screamed, flat. And I'm like, I can't tell if you're joking because you're a weird dude or if you actually think the earth is flat.
He sounds to me like someone who would be a flat earther. Like, who it could be.
That's true. At the same time, the way he said it, like his tone of voice and the way he talked kind of sounded like he's joking and making fun of it. The question is, do the kids know
Yeah,
he's
I don't
joking?
think the kids would know. Even if he is joking, they think that he's being serious. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's an adult, so.
Yeah, so
Adults are
now
supposed to be
he's made a
trustworthy.
bunch of kids believe that the earth is flat. So that's fun.
The other thing about the, like, perpetually moving upwards for gravity, that, like, doesn't explain, like, helicopters and planes, because if they're going up,
They're perpetually going upwards too.
I guess,
I don't actually it doesn't.
like,
See, the
how
problem
would you
with the
get
whole
off the
flat Earth
ground?
theory and a lot of conspiracy theories in general are that when you really analyze them in every sense of the word, it doesn't make sense in a lot of key areas. But the problem with the people who believe them is that they don't care.
Or they're just not intelligent enough
Yeah.
to
Or
realize.
they're so intelligent that they overthink things, but completely forget about other. Because like, there's like kind of two stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
The flat earthers would definitely fall on the stereotype where they're very stupid and all like pretty much you would, if you talk to one, they would just be stupid and argumentative and stuff. And then there's the other one, the guy who's kind of like really smart and like looks really deeply into something, especially like something like the Roswell, like the plane crash, something like
Yeah.
Alien, for those you don't know, apparently in Roswell, New Mexico, a UFO crashed. But those are more on the stereotype of, oh, this guy's really smart, but he thinks the government's up to something, because usually governments are. But as opposed to thinking like, oh, the government's up to something in a like, hey, they're up to something, like they want like money or something like that. Or like, hey, they're trying to control, like, sustain their power. He's like, yeah, aliens. That's what the government's up to. So there's
It's like the one meme guy. He's like, aliens.
the meme guy who I haven't thought about in over like 3 years. But thanks for bringing that back into my brain.
So there's the I had something in my mind, but I forgot. Well, darn.
Yay.
We talked about flat Earth. That's a thing.
Yeah.
So that's our
we
conspiracy
should probably
corner.
take it this point, or maybe you could cut this in somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know where this would make sense, but if you would like to do quick recall, you should do quick recall because it's fun, and we need lots of people to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Especially if you're an underclassman.
You talk. I gotta grab the paper.
Okay. Well, yeah. If you're an underclassman, then we need underclassmen, basically. If you are such an underclassman that you don't know what an underclassman is, then it's basically freshmen, sophomores. The lower two high school grades are underclassmen. The upper two juniors and seniors are upperclassmen. So yeah.
If you're an underclassman, it's most likely that you'll be doing JV practice with Mrs. Robinson. I think she teaches some science classes and stuff.
I don't know which ones, but
yeah, I know
you
she
probably
teaches
know
biology.
her. If you're an underclassman, you
Yeah.
know her probably.
So Mondays, 3:30 to 4. So a nice, easy. It doesn't conflict with a lot of stuff.
Garfield hates Mondays.
Yeah, Garfield doesn't.
So
like
he wouldn't be
Mondays.
on that team.
No, but it doesn't conflict with a lot of stuff because a lot of sports Tuesdays and Thursdays, especially more like the more somewhat relaxed ones. Some of them are every day, but that I don't know. That's your problem. But and then if you're an upperclassman, it's most likely you'll be on varsity. Just depends though, because if we don't get a lot of people to join, then it'll be a little more fluid. But if a lot of people join, especially underclassmen, varsity, which will be the upperclassmen team pretty much, will practice on 3:30 to 4:30 and with Mr. Neihart. He's a pretty cool dude. That's why you should do quick recall.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
fun.
much.
Yeah, so do that. But you can attend Any of the practices. If you want to attend the varsity practices, you can. If you want to attend the JV practices, you can.
Is that true?
You can. They got banned last year because they were too good, but.
Wait. The practices though, like you can if
can
you're on
attend both
JV.
Practices.
Really?
I don't know how the games work. Like if we don't have enough people, you might. I don't actually know all the rules. There might be a rule like, hey, if you've designated this guy as a varsity player, he can't be on JV. But who knows? But yeah, you can attend both practices.
I like how this just turned into an ad for.
Yeah. So do that.
Quick recall. So I didn't have anything else. The only other thing I had written was like coming up with 2 movies and mixing their title and the subtitle together. So I can't think of a good example.
Well, the best way to subtitle any sequel is The Return of Jafar. like Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar.
What about the Squeakquel?
The Squeakquel, Return of Jafar.
Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Squeakquel, The Return of Jafar.
Yeah, The Return of Jafar is the best subtitle for any sequel.
Yeah, he always returns.
Yeah, it's just a natural progression of movies. Star Wars 4, A New Hope. Star Wars 5, The Return of Jafar. Star Wars 6, The Return of Jafar. Then the Disney ones, which are really The Return of Jafar, honestly.
Yeah. Except technically aren't the ones that were made originally still Disney ones because they own them now?
No. Different. The originals are definitely a Lucasfilms type movie because they were created under the studio Lucasfilms. The prequels are Lucasfilms because they're created under studio Lucasfilms. They also almost have a distinct, like, the original series, we're not talking about Star Trek. The original, like, trilogy is definitely has a different feeling than the new ones. And the prequels definitely have a different feeling than the new ones. And I don't know, I think all of them kind of have a different feeling, like a different kind of mood and tone. But I think the Disney ones are much more of a modern type movie, whereas like you watch it and you go like, oh, this is the same feeling as a very modern movie, whereas the others kind of feel like a product of maybe their time. I don't know, but they're different. But the Disney ones are definitely The Return of Jafar because Disney came and was like, we're gonna make The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I remember. Well, it's crazy how Disney owns like everything now.
It's kind of. At one point I was like, oh, that's fine, but now I'm like, wait, that means creativity's not like Disney. If Disney says something's bad, then suddenly you can't like do it anymore. So that's fine.
Yeah, and it's basically like, because they own not just like Marvel and Lucasfilms, which are like the main like those are the ones that everyone knows. But it's like, don't they own like Fox too?
Yeah, they own Fox. I think they own Sony.
They own Sony, really?
Well, they don't own Sony. Sorry.
I was gonna say
they got a large part. They got a. I don't know other than Super. I messed up my words. They got part of Sony. I know they now own all the superheroes Sony owned. I don't know what they owned. I don't know if they owned any part of Sony anymore or anything more than the superheroes. But yeah. Disney owns way too much.
List of assets owned by Disney. Let's see.
They own Steve Jobs.
Corporate, that's just regular Disney stuff. Oh, shoot. DreamWorks, Walt Disney Pictures, Disney Nature, Pixar, Lucasfilm, LucasArts, all that stuff. Skywalker Sound? What is that?
That is actually...
That's the sound effects for Star Wars?
It's not just for Star Wars. It's actually used for a whole lot of movies. Like, if you look at the end of pretty much any Disney-owned movie or any other movie, Disney's owned it for a while. They might have owned it before they owned Lucasfilms. But Skywalker Sound is a very big part in any Disney movie and in pretty much any movie ever. It's like their sound effects department that they pretty much send to anything.
Yeah, they own all the Marvel stuff. They have Disney musical stuff. There's the parks and consumer products. I don't care. Media networks. ABC. They own ABC, which is now like
Freeform.
Disney/ABC Television Group digital.
Yeah, they
media.
owned ABC a long time ago, I believe, because they had a family channel. That's why it's called ABC Family. Actually, they had a family channel, and Disney had an ABC, and there was another ABC channel. And what happened was Disney bought ABC and just merged the two television channels together. ABC Family.
They own A&E, like the like Storage Wars and all that. They own A&E.
Really?
I heard that a while ago, and I was really surprised.
Well.
Okay, joint venture with Hearst Corporation. They own half of it.
Okay. Which, who knows how long it'll take before they own all of it.
And,
but it's crazy how much they own, because it's not all, like, you think it's very much all, like, oh, this is Disney and they own these properties. It's a little surprising they own Marvel, but rather they are in a multi, like, type of department. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to just, like, they own a lot of media, but they also own a lot of variety of media.
This also surprised me when I heard it. ESPN. They own 80% of ESPN.
They own 80% of ESPN?
With Hearst Corporation.
Wow. What is the Hearst Corporation?
I don't know. I think it's just, it's an American mass media and business information conglomerate.
Wow.
It's basically just another Disney, but, like, only the, like, acquiring part of Disney.
Yeah, like it's like Disney if
they just own a bunch of stuff and make money off of the stuff that they own.
It's like Disney if it didn't have a theme park or make its own movies.
Yeah. So yeah, all the ESPN stuff, SEC network. I didn't know that was a part of ESPN, but let's see. Marvel. Other. Let's see. Silver Creek Picture. Yeah. The main ones I think I've already said. The other ones are just like random small stuff. But yeah, those two, the ESPN and A&E, I didn't know before a little while ago, and it was very surprising.
Yeah, that is. They own so much.
I feel like Disney owns like half of America.
Yeah, like if I turned on the television channel at this point and flipped through, I bet you I'd find at least there'd be a good percentage of the shows or properties would be owned by Disney in some way.
It's ridiculous. Like, when you think of Disney, you don't think of a business conglomerate, but that's basically what they are. They just own stuff because they can. Mm-hmm. It's like, aren't you making enough money?
No.
Apparently not. And I think apparently they treat their workers not good. That was not good grammar, but
yeah, I've heard that it's not the best work environment. I know the characters and stuff are like college interns who will come in from college, do their like school there, and work, and they get paid very little, and they have to stand in those hot costumes all day and stuff in Orlando. And I know that that some of especially their law firm, like I've heard that their motto is, if you don't come in on Sunday, don't bother coming in on Monday, which is kind of every law firm's motto, but like I'm sure Disney's a bit more strict on it. Yeah.
They have this outward appearance of like happy everything's dream and whatnot, but if
you dig deep enough, I'm sure there's not the best.
And then there's I think Disney's the only thing I can think of that is so big like that. Like, they just acquire things. Like, there's big companies like Apple, who get talked about a lot, but Apple doesn't really, like, they've acquired small companies for like making tech in their phones and stuff, but
yeah, I can't think of any other like huge companies like you would think.
I'm gonna look up. I googled news, and I'm gonna scroll down and see what happens. Okay. Okay, never mind. There's not really anything interesting. But this is kind of like a depressing thing, but the first day we recorded, do you remember me looking at the news and seeing what was the name of the high school? But the kid shot up the high school.
Oh, yeah.
That was like on the day that we first recorded. And I was like, I saw it in the news thing. I was like, let's not talk about that.
Yeah.
but it's like that was the same day that we recorded our first episode.
Long time ago.
Yeah. It was, yeah. Oh, Cave Girl was half Neanderthal, half Denisovan? I don't know what that is. It's just talking about like a
Oh yeah, I saw that. I got the news alert. Where is it? There was 2 ancient human species had a baby together, and scientists just found her. So that's cool.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory to end after season 12. Bazinga.
That's a positive, actually. I think.
Well, no more Bazinga.
Yeah.
What about Young Sheldon?
No. Did anyone ever watch Young Sheldon?
I didn't.
I've never watched. Whenever I see Big Bang Theory, I listen to it and I go, I don't want to watch this. It's like it would seem like it talks about all the stuff that I would like. Like
yeah.
It's like, but it's very much like.
I feel like it's similar to Rick and Morty, but like not the same.
I think it's just a bad show.
Because it's like they say smart stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's part of the humor.
They say smart humor.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it's really stupid. And
you have to be an intellectual to watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
so.
and Big Bang Theory is just like elementary school compared to that. So, but no, it's just also Young. Did anyone ever watch Young Sheldon? Is my question. Did it get canceled? Let me check IMDb.
Probably. I haven't heard anything about it.
I remember seeing the trailer, or not even seeing the trailer. I just remember seeing a picture of the trailer and people going, "Wow, this isn't good." It looks like it's still on the air. Season 2 premiere Monday, September 24th, a day after my birthday.
Wow. What the heck? I can't go into the whatever. Alright, we can cut this part out.
Yeah.
We need to think of something to talk about.
Yeah, other than Young Sheldon.
Missouri boys green screen school photos go viral. Oh my god.
So we should probably, I guess if we're running out of topics to talk about, then that signifies the fact that we need to come to an end.
I want to show these green screen videos. Or not videos, photos. So I just found this thing that's Missouri boys green screen school photos go viral. So I guess basically he did a picture day and they had a green screen so they could put him on any background, but I think he wore a green shirt, so he's just a floating head.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so there's like, if it'll load these pictures. Oh, here. Like, he's in the middle of the flag. And like,
oh, so they've put him over other stuff.
He's just a floating head. Like that's because he wore a green shirt.
The green screen. I don't know why you would have a green screen.
So that you can. I think from what it looks like, the parents like they take the pictures and then the parents can choose what background they want their kid to be in.
No, really?
Yeah, that's why. Because like. She posted on Facebook like all these different choices, but he wore a green shirt, so he's a floating head, which is really good. So that's a little thing that I found. But anyway, I think we should probably. This is going to be a shorter episode because we started late and we're kind of getting into the swing of things.
Mm-hmm. So it should be like 25 minutes. It'll be more digestible than our usual episodes, which might be nicer. Maybe we'll make a change. Maybe we'll try to film 2 episodes, but that like on a day. But that might be bad, actually. Who knows? Changes are coming.
Yes.
We don't know if they'll
they've already
work.
happened, but
yeah. So we're gonna experiment with what's going on. We're gonna just try to make it the best viewing and listening possible.
We might be getting new equipment like microphones
cool.
and stuff. It's still up in the air, but
so we're working on it. Who knows? As of right now, nothing's concrete. Other than that,
we're doing it.
Yeah, other than that, we're doing it. So
and we'll hopefully have a guest, or at least another person, because if we have Wesley, then maybe that won't count as a guest.
Yeah, so maybe what will happen is that it might be more of a rotating schedule or something. Who knows? But see you guys. We'll figure out what's going on. I don't know why I said
Okay.
like that. That was really cringy.
Goodbye.